Okay, so to do plotting, right, there are a couple of topics that you need to understand. One is your NumPy, and other is called pandas. Okay, so pandas is another module, and then we have SciPy also, scientific Python. Probably we'll do when we start talking about data science. We'll talk about SciPy then. So for now, we'll talk about NumPy and pandas.
Okay.
So so you have to import NumPy like this, and then you can rename it. You can give a alias to it. So I can say import NumPy as NP. So you don't have to use NumPy full letters. You can simply say
Okay.
NP
NP.
dot. Yes.
But like whatever I have, like I want to give, I can numpy as
Yeah. You can
something
give
else,
N
MP, UP,
X.
whatever.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So that means you are renaming it. Original name is NumPy. You are renaming it, and then you can call it by whatever name you want to call it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have NumPy. Now NumPy, okay, is a metric structure. You know what matrix is, right?
Yeah.
Two-dimensional, 2 by 2 mathematics,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
so it actually represents metric structure. So it's a two-dimensional data
Mm.
set. Okay.
Okay.
So now if I okay, so if I say range 16, okay, range 16 will give me what kind of values?
And, मतलब?
रेंज 16 क्या देगा हमें?
I don't know.
Range 16,
Actually,
range for loop, range
mm,
a comma b comma c, three values. Range
okay,
can
okay.
have three values, can have two
So
values,
what?
can have one
Huh.
value.
Yes, yes.
When it has one value, then what is it? What is it?
In I forgot the name actually.
So starting
Uh,
is 0,
some di
ending is up to 1 minus, like, up to 16, not including 16, and it is plus plus. Okay, that means it's going to give you 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on up to 15. Increment is 1, starting is 0, or ending is up to 16.
up to 16, nearly 15.
Right. So you'll get 16 numbers. 16 numbers you will get. Okay. So now I'll say
Yeah.
x equal to this. Okay, x equal to this. Now, let's say, so this will give us a one-dimensional set of values, right? Now I want
Mm.
to reshape into your matrix format. I want to reshape it into a matrix format. Then what I'll do is I will say np dot reshape. Okay, reshape is a function that reshapes.
There is something, na, increment default, the range is what we did earlier.
Sorry, what did you say? I missed your
What was that? Increment by default 0. There
range
was only
16
that.
will generate values from 0 to 15. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Okay.
Now
Yeah.
you will get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 15. You'll get 16 numbers, 0 to 15.
That I understood.
Huh.
But we did something called na increment. We some value which we called it as increment. What was that? Increment by
You refer
default.
the note and tell me no.
Actually,
I
I
didn't.
just remind in my mind that we
Uh-huh.
have done
So,
this kind of
yes,
thing
we
earlier.
have done it. So refer and tell me what we have done. Okay. See, when you have only one value, it means increment is 0. Sorry, the starting
Okay.
value is 0 and increment
0.
is 1. Increment is
Okay.
default 1 and starting value is
Hmm.
0.
Zero.
Correct?
Okay, all right. Yes.
So range can take 3 values or 2 values or 1 value. When range takes 3 values, then first one is starting
Then
value, second one is ending value,
zero.
third value is increment.
Yeah, got it now.
When you have two values, first is the first value is starting value, second is ending value. By default, increment is
0,
1.
1, okay.
And when you have only one value in range, starting value is
0,
0, increment is
1.
1, and this is your ending value. It means you are not practicing. Yes.
But I forgot. Yeah, right.
If you practice, you will not forget, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, sure. Now I want to reshape it. So I'm going to say np dot reshape, and I'll give this x, which is the range of 16, and you can define what shape you want the values to be. So here you can say 4 comma 4, that means 4 rows and 4 columns. So 2 rows and 8 columns, 8 rows and 2 columns. I cannot say 5 comma 3, right? Because 5 comma 3 will need how many values?
2 values.
15 values. 5 into 3, 15 values.
Okay, like
Okay.
this.
And how many
Hmm.
values we have given? We have given 16 values.
16
So it
values.
says size does not match. Cannot
Match.
reshape. I need
Yeah.
15, you gave me 16. What should I do with that? Error. So instead you say 4 comma 4. Now 16 values can be reshaped into 4 rows and 4 columns. This is
Okay.
one row. Second, third, fourth row. This is your column. First column, second column, third column, and fourth column.
Okay.
So you have 4 rows and 4 columns. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you can again, just like what we did in list, tuple, string, we were doing indexing to get the values. You can again perform indexing to get the values here. How to perform indexing? You say here, I need let's say um, uh, a of 0. Okay. See, when you represent value, first value is row, second value is column. So if I say print x, I'll get entire thing, right? Now, if I say print x of 0, then I'm saying that I need first row only. So see, this is giving me first row.
First row.
X
Okay.
of 0 gave me first row, right?
Excel 1 gave you second row.
No, first row, right? 0, 1, 2, 3.
Hmm.
This is the first row. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
positions.
yeah. So now let's say I want 6 to be printed. So 6 is in which row and which column?
It's in मतलब, second row, third column. But like we can say first row and 0,
First
1, 2,
nahi.
3. Third column.
Say 1 comma 2.
So 1, like first row, 1 comma 2, right?
1
Because
comma 2.
first line is 0 for us, na?
Right. No.
Huh.
See, counting will always first, second. Counting, you don't say 0, 1, 2. Indexing. So you say index is 1 or first row,
Yeah,
second row. When you're saying first row, second row, it is first and second only. You don't say 0th row. Okay. So the index is 0. Index is 1. Index. So when you're using word index, you say 0, 1, 2.
and
But
only,
if
okay.
you're saying first, second, third, it is first,
And
second,
it
third
is
only.
first, second, third.
You
Okay.
cannot say 0th row. 0th row means it's not there at, right? Indexing can be 0. Number. Name can be 0. My name can be
Number,
0. My name
number
can be
cannot be.
invisible. But as a person, I
Yeah,
can't be invisible, right? So my
yeah.
index can be invisible, but my name will not be invisible, right? So yes, so you say index is 0, index is 1. So index is 1 comma 2, right?
Yes,
So
right.
so I'll say x of,
1 comma
yes, x square bracket 1 comma 2.
comma 2, then you will get 6.
You get 6.
Hmm.
So this is how you will get
Ah,
a
could you,
subset of,
yeah.
yeah. Now let's say I want all the columns of
Hmm.
or all the rows of first column. So this is what we did here. Line number 5 is all the columns of row 0,
0,
right?
comma.
Row 0 ka all columns.
Hmm.
But I want all the rows of column 0. So first
Hmm.
row is printed, right? So what you will say? You will say x of
0.
colon. Colon means starting
Okay.
from 0, go up to end. We have done all of these. If you're not remembering, that means
Yeah.
you're not practicing. Start from 0, go up to the end. This is your row. Column, I'll say 1. So when you see, this is your column, right? So
Hmm.
this is your 0 column, and this is your first one column, index 1. So when you say all rows comma 1, it gave you 1, 5, 9, and 13. You see that?
Yeah.
So this is how you can do indexing on a NumPy. This is how you can perform indexing on a NumPy.
Hmm.
Okay. Then you can create more NumPy. Okay. So if you want to create all ones, 1, 1 or all 0, 0, 0. So I can say here y equal to np dot zeros. When you say 0 and here the bracket you
Okay.
mention the size 3 comma 3. Okay.
Hmm.
np dot zeros, and so it create a 3 by 3 matrix where values is all 0. This is why x I said. So sorry. So see, I said 0, so all zeros, and size I give 3 comma 3. So it became 3 comma 3, all zeros.
Sorry. Yeah.
Now you can have ones. If I want all twos, then
Hmm.
twos? No, you don't have. Okay. You have something called as full.
Only ones and 0.
Zeros, yeah.
Full. Oh.
You can say
Hmm.
full, and then you say size 3 comma 3, and what number? Which number? I want to say 2. So it will give you all
Okay.
twos.
Likewise.
Okay. So this is how you can do that. And of course, indexing, you know how to do the indexing. So, okay, this is how we do matrices. So if you remember, how do we perform matrices? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So let's say uh, we'll create two matrices. Okay. Um, so see, you can also create matrix using list of values. If you see, this is a list of lists, right? This is one big
Hmm.
list. Inside that you have list. So you can create list. So I'll say mat1 for matrix 1. And here I'm going to say np dot array. This is going to convert
Hmm.
your list into matrix. So
Matrix.
I'll create
Okay.
a 3 by 3. So I'm going to say one list here, first row,
Square. Hmm.
second row, and
Third.
third row. So here I can give values like 2 comma 3 comma 1. Here you give 3 comma 3 comma 3. Here you give 2 comma 1 comma 2. Okay. If you want to see if we have formed the matrix correctly or not, you say mat1. So see, 2 3
Hmm.
1
2,
3
3,
3 3
1, 2,
2
2,
1 2.
2, 2,
So we
1.
have correctly formed
Stated correct.
matrix, right? So I can say print matrix 1.
Matrix.
So you get matrix 1. Okay. Now we can create matrix 2. So I'm going to create matrix 2 here. And here, let's say I give 4 3 4 2 2 2 2 4 2. Okay, and I call this as matrix 2, matrix 2. You see your matrix 2 value 4 3 1 2 2 2 2 4 2, right?
Yep.
Okay, now I have to add two numbers or two matrices. So I can say matrix mat 1 plus mat 2. When you run it, you get combined. So 2 plus 4 6, 3 plus 3 6, 1 plus 1 2, 3 plus 2 5, 3 plus 2 5, 3 plus 2 5 5 5 5, 2 plus 4 4 5
5,
4.
4.
Correct? This is your
Mhm.
matrix 1 plus 2. You can say matrix mat 1 minus mat
Subtract.
2.
Mhm.
Okay. You can also say print np dot, okay, add
Okay.
mat 1 comma mat 2.
Mat 2.
You can also say print
Empty dot subtract.
np dot subtract. Yes. Mat 1 comma mat
Comma
2.
mat.
Okay. So see here, you get same value addition, same value for subtraction.
Subtraction.
Okay. You have, okay, you have multiplication, two types of multiplication. One is called simple multiplication, other is called matrix multiplication. Okay. Simple
Mhm.
multiplication is element by element. Just like we added to matrix, you can
Okay.
do multiplication of two matrix, but that's not matrix multiplication.
Right.
Matrix multiplication is little different. So
Okay.
if you want to do simple multiplication, you will simply say,
Multiply. NP dot
yes,
multiply.
correct. Mat 1 star,
Mat
and here you will say
multiply.
multiply. Okay, so what happens? You get answer as 4 into 2, 8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 3 into 3, 1 into 1, 3 into 2, 6, 6, 6. And 2 into 2, 4, 4 into 1, 4, 2 into 2, 4, 4, 4, 4. This is what you get normal multiplication. But this is not what we want. We wanted, okay,
Matrix multiplication.
matrix
Mm.
multiplication, which is different. So to perform matrix multiplication, there are certain things that you need to know. What are those things?
Like matrix multiplication, I guess we are doing row into column.
Correct. You have to go
First
into
row
column.
into.
Yes, good that you remember. Yes. So see, you have A into B. A is number of rows in matrix 1 and B is number of columns in matrix 2. Okay. A is number of columns in matrix 1 and B is number of columns in matrix 2. This is also your, let's say, M into N, let's say. M is number of rows here and number of columns. This is number of rows and columns. So what we say is number of columns of first matrix should be same as number of rows in the second matrix. Your B should be equal to M.
Okay.
Okay. So number of
Mm.
columns of your first matrix should be equal to number of rows of the second matrix. Okay. B should be
Mm.
equal to M. Okay.
Okay.
So if it is equal only, matrix multiplication is possible. Otherwise, it is not possible.
Yeah.
Okay. This is one. Second thing is the output matrix. This is the resultant matrix, right? This is
Mm.
going to be of size M into N.
And
Sorry, A into N. Number of rows from the first matrix and number of columns from the second matrix.
second matrix.
This is the matrix that you will have to, the output of the matrix is going to be. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you can simply multiply. So the resultant is, let's first see if it is possible or not. Now matrix 1 is 3 into 3 and this is also 3 into 3. So in that case it is possible and resultant will also be 3 into 3. Okay. So you say to perform matrix multiplication, I'm going to say print matrix multiplication. Okay. You say mat1 @mat2. Okay. Or you say print mat1 dot mat, sorry, not mat1, np dot matmul. Okay. np dot matmul. And here you say mat1 comma mat2. So matrix multiplication is done using matmul or @sign.
Oh,
So this is your matrix multiplication. See, this is what you do. So this is how you do matrix
matrix
multiplication.
multiplication. Int np dot matmul.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
NumPy is generally using for doing only matrix problem.
See, it is representation of matrix, and your data
Mm,
science is based on matrix only.
yeah.
Your data science uses vector, and vector is in matrix form. Okay.
Okay.
So that's why when we do data cleaning, right, and data visualization,
Yeah.
right, we will use this.
Okay.
So, okay. So yes,
Mm,
if you ask me, yes, NumPy is of is of is the data is of form, is of matrix format,
matrix form.
right? But we use it for visualization, and we will do when we get into visualization. We have just completed NumPy, and we'll talk about pandas now. Okay, what
Okay.
pandas are, and then we will see the usage of NumPy and pandas together.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm going to move this here. Now, second topic that we're going to talk about is called pandas. Now, pandas is about reading the data in a table format. Pandas is about reading the data in a table
Table
format.
form.
Okay, so to use um, pandas, we have to import
Okay.
pandas, and we can say import pandas as PD. Okay, now I'll create. Okay, so when you say table, what does it mean? It will have columns and rows, isn't it?
Yeah.
It will have columns and
Column and rows.
rows, right? So we'll create multiple column, okay, and then we will add them as data, as pandas. So the data frame is actual name that we call to a table. So we use pandas data frame to handle table type. Okay.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
let's say I create a dictionary data. We'll start with dictionary data first. Let's say I have a dictionary data. Okay. And dictionary data will have multiple values, right? So let's say first I say name.
Hmm. Key.
Name, and name is a
Value.
list here. Then we'll say
Okay.
age.
Age.
Okay, is a
Yeah.
list, and then we'll say type. Okay,
Yeah.
now name, let's say we give first Sachin, Virat.
Yeah.
Okay, say Zahir, and say Nehra. Now age, let's say 47, 32, 48, 46. So they should have equal number of values. Then only you can make a table. Type,
Hmm.
let's say I call it as
Hmm.
batsman, batsman, bowler, bowler.
Hmm.
Okay, so this is your dictionary. Obviously, when you
Yeah.
can print dictionary,
One.
but
Yeah.
we need to convert this into table format, right? So to convert into table format, we have to use data frame. So you say data equal to data df, you call it, equal to pd dot d capital F capital data frame. And then you pass
Okay.
dict1 here.
One.
And now you say print data df.
Data one. Okay. Data.
See, this has created a
Okay.
table. This is a table. So the dictionary key became column and the values
Column and
became
values become rows.
rows. Yes.
Hmm.
Okay. And each
Yeah.
row got a uh,
Number. Serial number.
serial number. So this is first row,
Starting
second row,
from
third
zero.
row. Yes. You can even convert a list into data frame. So let's say I call it as list one, main list. Inside this, we'll create three lists. Now you see here,
Okay.
when you create a dictionary, we create column and similar values. But list is
Right.
across. List is across. So list will have different
Okay.
set of values. So here I will say, let's say apple. Okay, apple. And I'll say 500 kg. And price is 5567. Here I'll say oranges. Weight is 300. Price is 7890. Here it is, let's say banana. Okay, weight is 550 kg and cost is 112,456. Okay, so this is a list. Now I'm going to
Okay.
say fruit underscore
Okay.
df equal to pd dot data frame
List one.
list one.
Then
Oops, what
print.
happened?
Print.
Print fruit df. Yes,
Print data.
fruit
Fruit
df.
df. Sorry.
You see, it created apple.
Okay.
Now here there is no header.
Ah.
Okay, if
Right.
there is no header, it added 0, 1, 2. Just like it added values to the rows, it added
Hmm.
to the header 0, 1,
Column.
2.
Zero one.
Okay, so we can
Yeah.
say here when you create a data frame, right? Apart
Hmm.
from list one, you mention the column names. So I'll say columns equal
Like
to
headers we can
yes,
add.
yes.
Okay.
So I'm saying headers. First is
Fruit.
fruit.
Fruit. Kg.
Second is weight, maybe weight
Okay. Third
kg,
is price.
and
Price.
this is price
Price.
INR, maybe
Hmm.
whatever. Okay. Now this is multiple values, right? So if it
Hmm.
is multiple values, we have to give them as a list.
Okay. Big break. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so see,
Okay.
fruit, weight kg,
Wait,
and
okay.
price INR.
Where's I now?
You can give a name to this also. These are called index.
Uh-huh.
So I can say here index equal to January,
Right.
February, March,
So
and
012 would be converted.
yeah, but this is again multiple values.
Big
Okay,
bracket we
so
have to
with
give.
list, and when you do it, you see, this is
Hmm.
replaced with
Got
what we
got
give.
it. Yes, yes. Got it.
See, when you have less data, then you can give column row
Yeah,
names, right? But if you have
but
many data, right, thousands, then it's
we
not possible to
can
give.
give. Yeah. So for that we don't have that January to December automatically it would
You
be.
can create a list, right? Okay,
Ah,
you can create a list and then you can pass
this.
that as a list.
Hmm. Okay, in that we can do multiple kind of things
Yes,
for sorting the data.
yes. Okay, so with that,
Hmm.
we will end our discussion here.
Hmm.
Okay, now we'll take couple of few examples we'll take where we will
Hmm.
use data set itself and plot different graphs. So just introduction to pandas and NumPy is done. Now we will take some examples and we will perform and see how we can practically use NumPy and pandas to plot graphs.